We want to zero in on the Knicks. And the big story, reports have Evan Fournier, Allen, signing. We'll get to the Reggie Bullock reportedly going to the Dallas Mavericks. But as we sit here right now, essentially it's Fournier instead of Bullock. And a lot of the people, a lot of the players the Knicks had to retain are coming back. We'll get to the specifics, but Alan, that's a big picture right now.
Yeah, it's a matter of looking at a team that they loved how they came together in the past season, and it's one where, Wally, we talked about it before the show, the continuity aspect, and those are the pieces that are coming back that we'll get deeper into, of course, are all guys that contributed, were a big part of the reason why the Knicks were a 4 seed and made the playoffs for the first time in a long time. But the addition of Evan Fournier now gives you another scorer, another guy that can shoot the three. That is something that also is very important for this team because it took them a while. By the end of the season, they became a capable three-point shooting team, but they did become a very one-dimensional team in that it was Julius Randle, Derrick Rose at times, and really not a lot of other guys that can create for themselves. John, Evan Fournier, he can create for himself. Now, we're seeing there a steal, but we do know that's one area of the game that he's got to get better at if he's going to play for Tom Thibodeau, but they do add a score.
Well, playing for Tom Thibodeau, you know that your defense is going to get better no matter what you do. So I'm sure Coach not even worried about his defense. He wants that offense that he brings to the table. But I want the French Fournier. I want the Olympic Fournier because over
30
there
on Team USA.
Yeah, but he's feeling himself. He's talking junk. He's talking noise. I love that, and that's what New York's going to love about him too.
And Wally, you'll love the fact that his shooting slashes are 45, 38, and 80. So he's a guy, as you say, you talk about shooters, he's a maker.
No, he is, and. You know, Reggie Bullock was great. He had great chemistry with Julius Randle, but Fournier is just a different level in today's NBA as far as all aspects of his game. He's more of just a baller. You know, Reggie Bullock was a great 3-and-D guy. He was solid on the defensive end of the floor, really shot the three-pointer very well, complimenting Julius Randle. But Fournier is the type of guy that he can carry the offense for a half. He can carry the offense for a game. He can take over a game. I mean, we saw it with Team USA when he dropped 30, torched Team USA, and France, beat them in the first round of the Olympics in the pool play. So I really like this signing. It doesn't break the bank. You know, he's making just under $20 million, which in today's NBA, you know, for a guy that is a fringe all-star caliber type player. I mean, this is a guy that averaged 18, 18, 17, and 20 in his last 4 years. I mean, this guy is going to put up numbers. He's going to be efficient. And I agree with what John said. Playing with under Tom Thibodeau's defensive system, you become a better defender. He's a very high basketball IQ player, so he's going to be in the right spots defensively, and he's not too injury prone either. He's durable. He's going to play a lot of games for this team. This was a good, smart, solid signing.
All right, so Fournier is the new addition. Reports have Derrick Rose coming back to the Knicks. We were all watching this. We all know how important Rose was to the Knicks last year. When Rose suited up, 35 games in the regular season, Wally, the Knicks went 24-11.
He was tremendous. You can't say enough about what he did for this team. When he came to this team, they absolutely gained respect around the league. They became a legitimate playoff contender, and he delivered on every front. I mean, all the way into the playoffs, and he was the Knicks' best player by far in this series against the Atlanta Hawks. So how can you not bring this guy back? Loves playing for Tom Thibodeau. He's great in the locker room. He was great with the young guys, grooming them. You know, said all the right things, and, you know, I just love vintage Rose, you know, for a few more years. I think he's got something left in the tank. I think he showed that last year. I think the key is just managing his minutes and not overplaying him, especially early on in the season and in the regular season, but he's going to bring it every single night. He's going to electrify the Garden. His efficiency is outstanding. The way he shot the three-pointer was outstanding. And this guy knows how to win in this league. And those are the kind of guys I want on my roster playing in the world's most famous arena.
And guys, as we sit here, we wonder if Rose might not be the starting point guard next year.
Well, who would it be, Bill? I mean, when you look at the depth chart right now, it's Derrick Rose, it's Luka Vildoza, and we'll see if he stays. Remember, they signed him from the Spanish League, from the ACBs, from Argentina, and they signed him. They gave him $3.5 million just to sign. He never played, and then they have him on the Summer League roster. But his second year of his contract does not kick in until the day after opening night. So if he plays opening night, then another $3 million fully guaranteed for him. So is he slotted as the backup point guard? Then, of course, you get very young after that, Emmanuel quickly being one of the guys that could end up being there, or whether it be Deuce McBride that you just drafted. So right now, yeah, Bill, I mean, Derrick Rose is the guy. But, John, six-man finalist, and you heard what the guy said about Derrick Rose, what he did in the playoffs, but what he did for this group when they got him. And his also, not only that he knows Leon Rose, but he and Tom Thibodeau certainly have a relationship. There's a trust there. The Bulls did flirt with the idea of bringing him back to Chicago. That wasn't going to happen. The Knicks wanted to bring him back, and that's a very important piece to keep on this team.
I love the signing of Derrick Rose. Like Wally said, he was definitely the best player in the playoffs last year. He brought it every night, and like you were saying, you're going to have to manage his minutes a little bit, especially early in the season, because he's just going to go, all the way to the wall. That's the way he plays. He doesn't know how to play a different way. But the relationship between himself and Coach Tibbs is everything. He brings credibility to the locker room. He brings that culture to the locker room. He's going to help guys like Emmanuel quickly again this year. He's going to help Deuce McBride as he comes in. He's going to help Grimes as he comes in. I think it's a great addition, and I think it was someone that they definitely had to retain.